over the vetting, you have been very passionate about the girl child. And in your new portfolio, provided you are given the nod, how would you promote the interests of the girl child in education?
Be interested in the welfare of the women and then the younger children who are women. As a deputy minister designate with your approval to become a deputy minister, I believe that I will work closely with my minister to work with some NGOs like Comfort. Comfort are doing so well. Even before I even got here to Parliament, I knew they were doing a lot of work to support the younger female students. Again, I know that there is a girl child unit, I'm not sure if I've even stated it well, and the ministry that is solely responsible for young girls, encouraging them and helping them to be in school. Again, as a woman parliamentarian, as of now in Parliament, we have 35 female MPs, and they all represent their constituents. They represent their constituencies. So I believe that if...
Honorable nominee, for the records, we are 37, so upgrade your data.
Thank you very much for the correction. If you all decide to come together and support the younger children who are female, I believe that it will be a source of motivation and they can get somewhere. Because I believe that we've all become role models. Using myself as an example now, I've become a role model in my community. And if I've been where I am by the grace of God, then I should also open my doors and use that platform to help other younger people to be in school. Again, we also have the Ministry for Gender, and I believe they're always fighting hard to make sure the girl child is in school. So I believe that with that close relationship, or the relationship I have with my minister, we can think of working closely with the Ministry of Gender, and I believe that we can push the agenda for young girls to be in school. Thank you.
Well, I don't know where you'll be placed, but I guess that if you go to the basic education unit, you will be able to identify and tell us what are the main problems facing basic education in Ghana.
Thank you very much. I would say, one, poverty. Being a teacher who has taught, I've taught in class 1, I've taught in class 2 before, it is sad to state that you get to some schools and even a child to get something to eat, some of them to get something to eat is a problem. So I would be happy if in every school we focus on the feeding program, which those of us in the bigger cities, we may not see how useful it is, but we visit some of the villages, you realize that it was really helpful. Because if a child comes to school without eating, how will the child be able to study? Again, I realized that most of the school lack the necessary learning materials, textbooks, at times even pens, some little things that will enhance their learning. That could also be another problem. Thirdly, infrastructure. It is sad to state that even in Ghana, some students or some children would have to study maybe outside or under trees, which I think is unfortunate. So, and then lastly, teachers, dedicated teachers. I believe that God has endowed us with different gifts. But it's so sad to say that some people, when they realize that they do not have anywhere to go, that is when they enter the teaching, field. I believe that it's just a calling. It is a calling, and so we need to have teachers who are dedicated. If you have teachers who are dedicated, even if the salary is not up to our expectation, they will do it willingly and they will serve the good people of Ghana. Thank you.
The free senior high school provision by the current government. This is a laudable intervention. I mean, there's free senior high school. To the best of your knowledge, will it cover the private schools as well? If not, is it not discriminatory?
Thank you very much. I'm so happy that the leadership of New Patriotic Party and the party as a whole have thought of making education accessible to all. And I know that the President, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, together with all his people, are doing everything possible to make sure that it rolls coming 2017-2018 academic year. I would wish that I get to the ministry and then together with my minister, we'll think through and know what to do. Yes, but for now, I haven't been there and I don't want to comment on that. Thank you.
I believe you agree with me that the frequent ban on teacher recruitment and the delayed salaries of the new recruited teachers has become a topic of the day. What would you assist your minister with to deal with this situation?
Thank you very much. I wish to state that to have quality education, then we must be concerned about teachers. Because teachers cannot give up their best if they are not motivated enough. I wish to say that we should be interested in the welfare of our teachers. I remember teaching in 2003. For some time, my salary was not coming. I was quiet a bit because I didn't want to go too much into politics, but that is a reality, Mr. Chairman. 2003, I worked for some time. My salary was not coming, and you know how our salary is. And most of the time, and that year, when the salary came, we had, a pile of some money, cash, yes, Mr. Chairman. And most of us as teachers, some of them we used to maybe do a project, undertake a project, or do something very important.
Honorable nominee, just to guide you, let's stick to the generality.
Okay.
What are you going to assist your minister with when it comes to remuneration for teachers? Let's stick to that.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Mr. Chair. I believe that looking at our manifesto, we are very much concerned about teachers. So when I get to the ministry, I believe that together with my minister, we work closely to ensure that teachers get their salaries on time. Thank you very much.
Any plans to support your minister to solve the problem of unemployment graduates?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. It is sad to know that there's high rates of unemployment in our country. And as a teacher, I would support my minister so that together we encourage people to also go into the vocational and then as well as the technical area. People are of the opinion that it is only when you're not performing or it's when a child is dull, that is when the child should take up the vocational as well as the technical subjects. But looking at my background, I would think that our encouragement together will try and strengthen that area so that in future we'll have a lot of people who will come out as designers, a lot of people coming out as mechanics and other stuff. So we need to do a lot of reorientation because generally people think that it is only when you are not good, that is when you have to go into the vocational and technical, and a lot of people do not want to take up such subjects. But I believe that if we encourage people to take those subjects, they will be motivated and encouraged, and that will curb unemployment, the high unemployment rate in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you. Teenage pregnancy in our schools, because you're a woman, how are you going to deal with it? Your personal plans to support the minister?
Thank you very much. Teenage pregnancy is very high in this country, no doubt about that. I will work closely with my minister, and then I would encourage him as well to work closely with the Ministry of Gender so that together we can intensify the education on teenage pregnancy. It is sad to state that in the central region where I'm coming from, 2016, we had over 12,000 students, young girls, finding themselves or getting pregnant, which I find quite unfortunate. So I believe that if we intensify the education and we work closely with the various NGOs that are in Ghana, we'll be able to together curb the high rate of teenage pregnancy. Thank you.
I want to follow up, if you can hold on that. Remember, and you also know that most of the, in fact, many times, the pregnant candidate teenager is prevented from writing the exam or sent home. What is your view about it as a teacher?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I don't think it is right to send some of these young people home, because engaging some of these people, we realize that there are times that they get pregnant, not that they wanted to, but because of the situation that they found themselves. So I would entreat all schools that if a girl finds herself pregnant and she's bold enough, it is not easy to find yourself pregnant at that tender age. It's bold enough to be in school. We should encourage them. At times, they even go on break, and then when they give birth, they are allowed to come back. So the law is against sending such young people outside the school. Thank you.
Barbara, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
I have one question for you. And my question is that when we were in secondary schools, we were paying our fees termly. You pay your fees first term, second term, third term. Now, what is happening in our secondary schools, especially with the final year students, is that after registrations, they are compelled by headmasters to pay in addition with the second term and the third term. And this puts a lot of pressure on the parents. What are you going to do to assist your minister to ensure that when they, after registration, they are not compelled to pay for the remaining terms, second term and third term, so that parents are not pressured financially?
My minister is passionate about the welfare of students, and I believe that he would not be happy when students are asked to pay first term, second term before the exams. So I would want to say that I would want to confer with the minister, and then together we'll know what to do as at now. But in September, we're going to have free SHS, and I'm sure that people should have some patience, exercise some restraint. I'm a parent as well. I know how difficult it is, but we should exercise some restraint. I'm sure that this issue will be an issue of the past. Thank you very much.
You know that this free senior high school program starts in September with new entrants. Therefore, the exam fees for the current ones will still have a problem. Or are you saying that for exam fee alone, it covers every student?
Thank you very much. I have stated clearly that it is not right to ask children to pay that huge amount, first term, second term fees. But I would want to confer with the minister to know his take on this. And I believe that if I get his consent, together we'll know what to do to help the students or parents so that they are not overburdened by such, they are not overburdened by such a problem. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, but the free education has led me to another question. Some people believe that introducing free education is good at the secondary level, but it must cover all Ghanaians youth in the secondary school, both in the private schools and the public schools. Will you recommend to your minister that secondary education must be made free in all private second secondary institutions and the public schools?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, looking at the manifesto, the party is really concerned about young people going to school. That is why it has instituted a policy, free SHS. But I believe that we need to start at a point. So I believe I would want to still get to the ministry, work together with the minister, and see how, maybe in the future, how we can extend it to the private schools as well. Thank you.
Being a woman, I think one of the challenges that we're facing in the country now is about promotion of science and technology. Being a woman, we are envisaging having more women to take up the sciences. What will you do to ensure that we will have quite an appreciable number of women pursuing this course, right from JHS to SS, and then for the higher education? Thank you.
It is true that we have few girls venturing the sciences, the science subjects, doing the science subjects, but I think that we need to find a way of encouraging or motivating the students who are excelling, because I've been with some students who are pursuing science and they are doing well, but we need more of such students. I would suggest to the minister, if he allows it, to institute an award scheme for young girls who are doing very well in the sciences, so that other girls will also be motivated to venture the science subjects or to do the science subjects. Thank you.
There are some vulnerable girls out there who have the brains to pursue their education, and unfortunately, because of financial vulnerability, they are not able to pursue such courses. What would you do to encourage the educational system to fish out for such girls and for them to pursue their course and be somebody in future?
Mr. Chair, as a woman, of course, I'm very much concerned about the girl child and about women generally. I believe that we are fortunate and blessed as a nation to have the free SHS policy, because it's going to give a lot of young people who are very brilliant the opportunity to be in school. Because as a teacher, I've realized that some students are doing so well, but because of financial constraints, they are not in school. So I believe that when we start the free SHS, such young people will have the opportunity to be in school. And being a woman and then being with some other wonderful members of parliament who are women, I believe that we'll all together help in our own small way in our various constituency to motivate and encourage young people. At times, you even have to pay school fees if you have to. And I believe that this will go a long way to support the... Today is the day.
My first question has to do with non-formal education. Non-formal education in Ghana. Because as a country, we want to reduce the illiteracy rates to accelerate the development of our country. And in recent times, we are moving towards a cashless economy. A cashless economy. which underscores the importance of financial literacy. How would you assist the non-formal department to be able to offer financial education to the adult citizens of our nation, to enable them patronize this electronic transactions, e-cash, and those kind of things?
I must say that at the ministry, we have a non-formal education unit. So when I get there together with the minister, we work closely to see how we can enhance the non-formal education. Thank you.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, Asha is my best friend on the committee. And that is why I have decided to give some friendly, questions. Asha, after the presentation of the State of the Nation address by His Excellency the President before Parliament, in your contribution, you spoke extensively about free education, especially free education at the high school level. I would like to draw your attention to what is captured in Article 25B. In the wisdom of the framers of the 1992 Constitution, which is signed by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Mr. Chairman, I would like to read. B. Secondary education in 8 different forms, including technical and vocational education, shall be made generally available and accessible to all by every appropriate means, and in particular by the progressive introduction of free education. This was captured in the Constitution of Ghana in 1992. In the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, as soon as you make secondary education free, you have a lot of people attending. And that is why the Constitution talks about availability and accessibility. At this time that we are talking about the introduction of free education, are we convinced, beyond reasonable doubt, that we have enough facilities to admit the number of students that will go into these schools to be able to enjoy the free education?
Making education, yes, Mr.
Are we convinced or not? It's simple. The question she asked is, are we convinced or not? Don't go into any long debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I will say yes. Thank you.
I will follow the queue, and just to congratulate Honorable Asha Ayisi, very dynamic and versatile young lady. I want us to discuss secondary education. We all know that the Wesley Girls model has been a very, very successful model. Last year, we were very proud to honor Wesley Girls, and I have to congratulate you and congratulate all the teachers at Wesley Girls, including the headmistress. You are doing a wonderful job. We are so, so proud of you. You won the West Africa Examination Council Award. All 3 best students in West Africa came from Wesley Girls. Science students, girls, and it's never happened in any country. One school swept all the awards. You are going to the Ministry of Education. You have the opportunity to replicate this model. I mean, whatever your secrets are, the Wesley Girls secret. Will you be willing to share the secret so that other secondary schools, because we still have a few category A schools, we need to open up, and that is why you know about the Secondary Education Improvement Project, which we started to make sure that we improve quality and upgrade the non-performing secondary schools, the lower tier secondary schools, so that they can come up. But what will be your strategy in assisting your minister so that we can have more secondary schools doing as well as Wesley Girls has been doing consistently all these years?
Mr. Chairman, teaching in Wesley Girls High School these years, I have realized that three major things have actually helped us. One, discipline. Any institution that thrives in the world or in Ghana thrives as a result of discipline. Secondly, any school based on God, because our motto says that we should live pure, we should speak true no matter the consequences, we should right wrong, and we should follow the King. So speaking the truth will save you from so many things. Living pure will not make a student engage in premarital sex. It's true. Right and the wrong.
What did she say? Living pure. Oh, yes. Living pure. The school's motto, and they live pure. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, right and the wrong, meaning that you know there's something not placed well, you put it right. You are living in a government bungalow. You can also make sure that it's in good shape. It can save us a lot of money. And following the King. If you follow the King, you are truthful. You are honest. You will love your neighbor as yourself. You understand? And you will sacrifice. And I believe that the teachers would have to be motivated. Most of the time, some people even say that, oh, Wesley Girls High School attracts, high-class people or students who are not doing well. But I must be sincere. Some come with very poor grades. But at the end, it's not all about going through the system, but letting the system go through you. You come out and you are a lady. You come out, you know how to comport yourself. Even when the students come as part of their orientation, we take time to groom them, how they should talk. And I think I must be commended. I was helping in that area. Yes, Mr. Chairman. Helping them to comport themselves, how to talk, how to walk, how to even use the cutlery. These are all things that we do in the school to actually help the young people develop their personality. I believe that with all these rich experiences that I have, when I get to the ministry, I will work closely with my minister and we'll see how we can extend this to the other schools. Thank you very much.
I have of the minority group on this committee. This committee, it's bottom-up issue, It's a bottom-up issue and financial accountability. Now, I have been persuaded by so many people not to ask the 10 questions that I was going to ask you.
Thank you.
Including people sitting very close to me and giving solidarity to you.
Thank you.
But if you were given a choice between being a minister, deputy minister in education, and also being a deputy minister in creative arts, which one will you choose?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that we are all endowed with different gifts and talents. And I see myself doing three things. One, impacting knowledge. And I've been a teacher for close to 17 good years. So being in this ministry, I believe that I can impart a lot of knowledge. Again, if I have the opportunity of also going to the creative arts, I think I've done a lot to help the young people in Ghana and then in Cape Coast. So wherever I am sent to, I think that I would diligently love to save. Thank you very much.
Told to commend you for being a utility player. But the reason I ask is that you teach very well. You've been commended already. But you also have the passion of the other side, which is, if you look at your CV, it's talking about building confidence in people. You play those roles. That is why I asked the question. But because of the many eyes that are looking and asking me not to ask any more questions because, you said I should stop. That she has already passed. I've stopped. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Deputy Chairman.
Honorable nominee, congratulations once again. Dr. Zanette Rollins, also a Wegehe supporter, also in the House, an associate. So I want to find out what your main achievements are or have been as a teacher, and also some of the challenges that you've gone through to get to where you are. The young women out there are inspired, and they want to hear your success and challenging story to inspire them more. So tell us about it.
Chair, I must say I feel very fulfilled being a teacher, because through my hard work and my efforts, I have raised students who are now doctors, lawyers, and everywhere I go in Ghana, they are there, and it gives me joy and happiness. So that is, I think, the greatest achievement. And being a teacher, I realized that some people come not knowing anything, like I said earlier, but they go through the system, and with my support and help, they come out with a very strong self-esteem. I believe that in a very competitive world we find ourselves now, at times it's not about education, at times it's not about beauty, at times it's how confident you are. Because even if you have the beauty and you do not have the confidence enough to compete with the others, then you may not be able to get anywhere. So for me, these are the two major things, and also helping the young people to live right. Of course, as a deaconess in my church. Yes, I'm a deaconess. Yes. As a deaconess, I am able to give them the right counsel, because some of them are not able to open up to their parents. Some of them talk plainly. At times, when they even do something wrong, they go to their boyfriends and they do all sorts of things. Because of my relationship with them, they're able to confide in me, and I'm able to give them good counsel. So I've been like a big sister, and I've been like a mother to all of them. These are my achievements, Mr. Chairman. But talking about the challenges, I think it goes to all teachers. Most of the time, they say our reward is in heaven. Yes, so at times it's quite worrying, if you decide to go into the teaching field, because some other people may choose to become doctors and lawyers, and you know what comes with that. But I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to God for helping me become a good teacher, and I believe that has even pushed me to be where I am now. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Apart from the Central Region MPs, including the immediate past Regional Minister, Abanash. That is his nickname in school, Abanash. It looks like your team is so big that we should just make them happy. But I'll ask you one question, which I'm sure all of them are interested in. PTAs, parents and teachers, they form an association. They meet, they decide to make contributions to support whatever project they choose. Then they place that
as a burden on the students. Because you, the two of you, parents and teachers, the parent has defaulted to pay his contribution to the association, the student is not a part. The student is sacked from school, or you haven't paid all your fees. You'll not be made to write this paper or that. How should the PTA programs affect students? Why?
Mr. Chair, it is sad when we have to sack students because they are not able to pay their PTA dues. It is wrong. But I would also want to say that the PTA dues also goes a long way to also help, because most of the heads are able to use that to undertake some, developmental projects in the school. Some do even willingly want to help, and that is fine. But if a child owes and the child is sacked because he or she is not able to pay the PTA dues, then I think that is very bad. So I believe that the minister has said it already, that no student should be sacked for owing PTA dues. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.